Hello and welcome to this channel where I teach science and scientific communication. Today I want to talk about preparing and giving scientific conference talks. And there are a number of reasons why you should take your scientific conference talk seriously, but I'm just going to give you one. The quality of your talk is either going to diminish or improve your scientific reputation. If you give a poor talk, it's going to diminish your scientific reputation. If you give a clear and an impactful scientific talk, it's going to increase your scientific reputation. To achieve a clear and an impactful scientific talk, there are a couple of things you need to bear in mind, and I'm going to summarize the two of them, the two most important things you need to do. Firstly is the structure of information, or sequence of information if you like. You want to start with the research question or problem you have addressed. You want to follow that with the new knowledge you have created based on the result you have gathered and analyzed. Lastly, you want to stress the significance of your research. If you do this, your talk is going to be clear and impactful. This sequence is different from what you might have in your lab book, where you have the problem, that's the research question, a set of experiments you have designed, the data you have collected and analyzed, and then the new information that you have created based on the analysis. The second thing you want to do is to consider a number of factors. And the first factor you want to consider is the audience. Who are your audience? Are they experts in the field or non-experts? Experts will be comfortable with technical language, what people call jargon. Non-experts won't be comfortable with technical language, and of course they won't understand what you're talking about. Experts will also be more keen with the core data of the research, while non-experts will focus more on the significance of your research. However, for many scientific conferences, you have a mixture of both experts and non-experts, and you need to appeal to both of them. I often recommend that people use less technical language so that those who are experts and non-experts can understand what they are talking about. The second thing you want to consider, that's the second factor you want to consider, is the essence of your talk. That's the purpose of your talk. Why are you giving the talk? Are you demonstrating that you have solved a key problem in your area and you want to share it across members of your area at the conference? Or you have developed a new technique of measuring something that is difficult to measure in your field? Or you have developed a product and you want people to invest in what you have developed so that you can have a startup. Depending on the purpose of the talk, you are going to structure it such that the essence, the purpose of your talk is not obscured in the data you'll be presenting. You need to project the essence of your talk clearly so that your audience are going to follow what the talk is all about. The third factor you want to consider is whether the talk is an in-person or virtual or is recorded. All of these means have their advantages and disadvantages. And you want to be minimizing the advantages associated with all of them so that your talk will be clear and impactful. For example, for an in-person presentation, if an audience is not clear about something you have said, they can ask you and you will give clarification. For a recorded talk, it is recorded and people won't have the opportunity to ask you a question. So once you have missed the opportunity to explain something clearly, obviously the audience are going to be lost. The final factor which you must consider, and it is very important as the first three factors I have discussed, is time. You don't need to exceed the time that has been allotted to your presentation. If it says it's 8 minutes, you need to prepare your presentation such that it is accommodated in 8 minutes. If it says it's 10, you need to do that such that it accommodates 10 minutes. So these are the things you need to do for your talk to be clear and impactful. I'm going to summarize that again. You need to take into consideration the sequence of information, that is the research question, the new knowledge you have created, and then the significance. Secondly, you need to consider key factors that can impact your talk: the audience, the purpose of the presentation or talk, the format of the presentation, and then the time. So I'm just going to leave you with a link, and it's in the description of this video, where I have prepared a full course based on some of these things I have discussed and more. The course is up to an hour. The link is in the description below. And the course covers how to prepare the slides. It covers also how to deliver the talk in a way that is going to be impactful and memorable. There is also an exemplary talk from one of my conference talks, which it's there, and I've given it in 2 ways so that you can compare which way is clearer, and you can take example from there and give your talk. Finally, there is also a certificate. If you take the course, you will have the opportunity to download a certificate and add to your CV. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, share the videos, and like. Thank you, and bye for now.